Good evening, everybody. Bonjour, ani, kia ora, hello, and welcome. My name is Alexandra Gillespie, as many of you know from convocation the last 2 days, and I have the privilege of serving as a Vice President at the University of Toronto and Principal of U of T Mississauga, UTM. And I am delighted to welcome you to a momentous event, UTM's graduation reception for the class of 2022. Congratulations, graduates. We have gathered here at UTM, which sits on the traditional lands of the Wendat and the Seneca on the territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. The campus looks out over the Credit River, which was called that by European colonists, because at the river's mouth, they traded goods on credit with Indigenous peoples. And those Indigenous peoples had traveled and stewarded the waters and lands around them from time immemorial. The river has an older Eastern Ojibwa name, Misinihi, which means the trusting creek. And it's echoed in UTM's motto, Tantim Nobis Creditum. So much has been entrusted to us. You have all been putting that motto into practice over these past years. To our graduates, thank you for pursuing your studies with a dedication that honors the responsibilities with which we've been entrusted. I am so happy to be here today to celebrate your hard work and accomplishments. In fact, I can't even believe it. It's been 3 years since we held an event like this. And in fact, I want to pause and acknowledge that you might think, you know, she's the principal, she's a vice president of the university. Why is she wearing like leggings and she's got no makeup on? She's wearing her running shoes. I'm going to tell you why, because I am leaving from this event in about 20 minutes, going to Pearson Airport and flying to Germany. And I rearranged this trip that I'm taking. It's a work-related matter, so that I could be here tonight, because I would not miss this for the world. You are awesome. And I am so proud of you. And the last 2 days of convocation have been they've been the most joyous part of my time as principal, my last 2 years of principal. You make all the work and all the experience of the pandemic, which hasn't been super fun as a brand new principal. You made it all worthwhile, and I'm so, so grateful to you. I want to acknowledge the families of our graduates. I want to acknowledge that not all families are able to be here for all kinds of reasons. And my own experience through the pandemic is I haven't seen my family from Aotearoa, New Zealand for 2.5 years yet. And I know that that can be really hard when the people you love can't be right here, but you're in their hearts. I know that those of you who are here, seeing your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, even your parents graduate, this is a huge milestone. You've crossed the stage at Convocation Hall, graduates. You've taken a new place among a global community of leaders, innovators, researchers, artists, and activists. As our newest graduates, you're joining a community of 65,000 UTM alumni. We are legion, it is awesome. And over 640,000 alumni, over 190 countries from across the University of Toronto. Alumni are our best ambassadors, and they show that across every field worldwide, what a U of T education can do. This is an exciting time for each of you as you move forward in your lives to careers, continued education, and other global opportunities. The world is your oyster. At this pivotal moment, you should take a moment to reflect on your achievements, to enjoy the accolades of your family and your friends, and of me. I think you're amazing, and just revel in your success. Getting a degree from the University of Toronto is a really huge deal, and I hope you really feel that in your hearts right now. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for your achievements in attaining a degree from the world's top university and Canada's leading institution of learning, discovery, and knowledge. I want to express my most wholehearted joy too. Joy for the success you've already achieved, joy for the futures that you will help to create, and joy for this chance to celebrate your graduation. Each of you has also played a really important role in U of T's success as an institution because of your achievement as students. You've written persuasive essays, you've made meaningful art in some cases, you've conducted impactful experiments, you've advanced research projects, you've found solutions to complex problems and sparked ideas and entrepreneurial innovation. I know that some of you have founded intramural societies. You've volunteered in community organizations. You've led movements, and we need them for constructive social change. You have exemplified the determination, creativity, and the intelligence that defines UTM as a whole. We appreciate you, and we're really grateful to have been part of your journey. Thank you for making UTM your academic home, for thinking carefully and critically, and for fostering our culture of lifelong learning. And now, part of our alumni family, I hope you will further extend the reach and reputation of our university as ambassadors, volunteers, and citizens. This, in that regard, is the perfect moment for me to introduce someone who exemplifies commitment and engagement, both during her undergraduate years and now as an alumna. It is my pleasure to introduce University of Toronto Mississauga Alumni Association President, Dania Ciampini. Before she gets too close, I need to say lots of nice things about her. Sorry, Dania. At UTM, she served on the Alumni Association board since 2016. She has also been a mentor and networking volunteer for students and has spoken at events and attended countless other activities that we run here on campus. Now I finished saying nice things about you. Now you can come up. Thank you, Dania.
Thank you, Professor Gillespie. I am so honored to be here with you today. I have to say congratulations again. Really amazing accomplishment today. You have both my respect and admiration for both enduring and triumphing during this unprecedented time. I remember how exciting it was to graduate during this time in my life, but I also remember that it was a very reflective time where I was kind of wondering what the future had in store, what my journey would be like. And so as you take those next steps and you're thinking about your future, I really hope you keep this in mind, that you are not alone, but you are part of the UTM community that can provide you with support and guidance to help you in your journey. As many of you may know, UTM was not always UTM. What do I mean by this? Well, in 1967, which might sound like ages ago for many of you, Arundel opened as a college within U of T's Faculty of Arts and Science. And at that time, there were only 155 students, one building, a couple of tennis courts, 28 faculty, and 40 staff members. So over the past 5 decades, we have been a campus of transformation, evolving from our informal, tightly knit community to our globally relevant status today. A campus that is modern, diverse, and attracts students from around the world. And a campus that has retained many of the benefits that made Arundel and UTM so popular in the beginning and early days, like a sense of community, a fun but rigorous student experience, and of course, membership in the U of T family. UTM is now the second largest division at U of T with over 15,200 undergraduate students and 900 graduate students. So a crucial hub, absolutely, of intellectual and cultural life, UTM fuels economic and social prosperity, not only in the Western GTA, but really well beyond. It is also a critical source of innovation, diversity, and strength, and U of T's really unique tri-campus environment. So you are now all alumni of this great institution, alumni who are leaders and contributors to the prosperity of our local and regional communities with a global footprint that is expanding exponentially. Alumni who are right now providing health and human resources to the sick and most vulnerable, who are also advocating for social justice and equality and developing innovations to respond to the world that is, without exaggeration, changing every day. As Professor Gillespie mentioned, UTM has over 65,000 alumni who live and work in close to 100 countries. And we work in science and technology, in business, education, government, art, not-for-profit. We volunteer, we mentor, and we coach, and we give back. And all of us, despite our different interests and passions and abilities, we are the key to building U of T's reputation of global excellence. So I won't pretend to know exactly what you're experiencing in this transition time between student and alumni, because we were in a different time. But what I will say with confidence is that staying involved with your alma mater and making use of the resources available will greatly, greatly benefit you. As students, there were opportunities for you to connect with alumni through the Student Center, Career Center, academic departments, and mentorship programs, just to name a few. But now, as alumni, a door has opened to a wealth of additional resources, not only at UTM and U of T, but all around the world in this vast network of alumni. I mentioned that UTM has over 65,000 alumni, but across U of T, there are actually over 640,000 alumni. Opportunities to engage include social, professional, and career-related opportunities, as well as academic offerings. So after this event, you'll be receiving an email, which will give you access to links to many of the benefits available to you. Please open that up and take a really close look at those opportunities and resources. I took advantage of those as a new graduate of UTM and what U of T had to offer, and I continue to remain involved. So as you heard, now, many years later, I'm giving back my time as both a mentor and as president of the UTM Alumni Association. And I really hope you will remain involved, and one day you will you'll volunteer to connect with and support the next generation of U of T students. Congratulations again, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Dania. Our next speaker in tonight's keynote is UTM's 2022 class valedictorian, Aishwarya Nair. Aishwarya has just graduated with an honors Bachelor of Science degree specializing in neuroscience. As a student, Aishwarya earned the prestigious Lester B. Pearson International Scholarship. She worked in student housing and residence life, supporting fellow international students by mentoring incoming Pearson scholars, facilitating a STEAM workshop, that's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, workshop for teen girls. She also organized campus arts events. She worked in 3 different neuroscience labs at UTM to gain insight into the field's multiple subspeciality and won 2 research awards. And at the same time, she completed minors in biology and philosophy. This year, she earned UTM's Principals Award, that's me, Principals Award of Excellence, you got that, in Student Leadership, and a U of T Student Leadership Award and a COVID-19 Student Engagement Award. So let's remember she did all of that in a pandemic. Aishwarya plans on pursuing medicine, and I have no doubt she will be incredibly successful in all of her endeavors. Welcome.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Good evening, esteemed faculty, staff, family, and UTM's class of 2022. It is my honor to stand here today and represent a class of such brilliant minds. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to capture the essence of what this graduating class has achieved. Attempting to convey all of the lessons learned in the last 4 or more years in one speech proved to be challenging, as each one of us has navigated a unique path bringing us to this moment in time. So I hope I can do all of our experiences justice, because as much as today is about each one of us individually, it is also about who we are as a graduating class together. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Aishwarya. My journey at UTM began when I was named a Lester B. Pearson Scholar in April of 2018. To say that this opportunity changed my life would be an understatement. As many of us know, choosing to pursue post-secondary education as an international student comes with several challenges. Although my mother never stopped me from dreaming big, choosing an educational path comes with several financial considerations. Hence, the day I received a scholarship that funded the entirety of my undergraduate degree, I made a commitment, not only to myself, but to the university community, that I would make the absolute most of every single day that I spent here. I am grateful to have received the gift of education. You might wonder why I use that word, gift. As much as education is a right, we live in a world where it is often a privilege. Inequitable distribution of resources and barriers to entry prevent so many brilliant minds from realizing their full potential. Thus, as graduates of the University of Toronto, we walk away with a gift that many dream of receiving. It is hence our duty to make the absolute most of it. Every single one of you that I've had the opportunity to interact with brings something unique to this community: your creativity, innovation, and your resilience. Imagine what we could do if we applied ourselves wholeheartedly to impact change. As daunting as that may sound, you're already halfway there. You earned that degree, and it did not come without its challenges. Today, we must recognize all that we have achieved as a graduating class and all that we are yet to accomplish. Not only did we survive the academic rigor, but we challenged ourselves to grow. We engaged with people from several walks of life, introducing ourselves to diversity in thought, creation, and expression. An abundance in perspectives empowered us, and we must never forget the value of that. Some of my closest friends are from countries that I have never visited, but through the bonds that we fostered within UTM's community, I've learned so much about their culture, identity, and lived experiences. I am eternally grateful for the conversations that urged me to grow and the lifelong friendships that were formed in the process. It would be remiss of me to not acknowledge possibly the biggest challenge that we have all navigated as a community, the COVID-19 pandemic. Almost overnight, all of our lives changed, academically, professionally, personally. I implore you to reflect on how you supported yourself, your education, and your loved ones through these challenging times. Each one of us battled our unique circumstances to push through extremely difficult situations. Such challenging times brought me to conduct research on the effects of the pandemic in the summer of 2020 and 2021. One of my peers and I conducted statistical analyses on vaccination rates in low, middle, and high-income countries and drafted a paper outlining the urgency for global cooperation to promote equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines. I bring this up not as a snapshot of my resume, but as a reminder that barriers to medical resources pose significant challenges to several countries. I know many of us are tired of hearing or talking about the pandemic, given how much it's consumed our lives, but we have miles to go before we fully recover, whatever that may look like. The conversation must not stop. This issue is close to my heart as countries severely impacted by the pandemic, such as Nigeria, South Africa, and India, have all been my home for several years in succession. Not being able to travel home and be with my family due to unique safety measures, travel bans, and limited resources resulted in some of the most overwhelming moments I have ever experienced. The reality of isolation many of us felt, thousands of kilometers away from our loved ones, was not lost on me. Hearing about the tragic unfolding of events, severe shortage of resources, and losing loved ones reinforced the drive in many of us to do something bigger, to work together to combat challenges that are waiting for innovative minds like ours. And I have no doubt that this graduating class will rise to this occasion. As we recognize these challenges faced, the efforts of all those involved in supporting us through such a time must not be forgotten. I thus extend my sincerest gratitude to healthcare workers, staff, and faculty who worked tirelessly to ensure that students were healthy, received academic support, and immigration advice. And to the families and friends of my peers, thank you for looking after us. Whether that was in person or through the phone, your patience, strength, and love were felt from all over the world. Even today, my family was unable to make it to watch me graduate in person due to circumstances that were beyond our control. As much as it was difficult to accept, I've been showered with support and love from my friends' families, my former supervisor, my colleagues at student housing, and several staff members at the university. This is my second family, and it exemplifies the solidarity of this community. So congratulations, class of 2022. Our compassion, determination, ambition, and strength have brought us to this moment in time where we leave here together as proud alumni of the University of Toronto, Mississauga. Thank you so much.
I don't think it's just because I hate flying and I'm about to do it that I teared up during that. Thank you, Aishwarya. She's right. You've been kind of forged this class in the crucible of the pandemic, and that's a terrible experience. And I'm really sorry that you went through it. I'm sorry that this was your U of T experience. I would have loved to have given you a different experience. But from that cloud, there is a silver light. I can't believe I'm breaking into cliche now, which I am. but there is something that we take from that, right? And it is that we have to stand together and work together to do good and to make the world better. Like what more could the pandemic give us than that? So thank you for making that point, and I deeply agree. I hope that, and I'll turn back to now my more formal notes. I hope that you and your fellow graduates, everyone here, continue to remain involved with UTM and the broader community. It's so moving to me to hear you say that we feel like a second family, because that's kind of how you feel like to me as well. I don't know you, I'm not trying to be weird, but you're the ones who make it worth what we do. And so you're staying connected is so meaningful for us. And then to more fun things, I want to remind everyone there is a photo booth available throughout the reception with signs and props, and I encourage you to take fun pictures with your classmates. And I also want to let you know that in addition to your degree, you can get 10 diploma frames or prize packs valued at $100 each. Those of you who showed up, you might get a prize. So that's very cool. If you do, you'll get an email from UTM Alumni Relations tomorrow. And as a final note, I just want again to acknowledge that this class deserves the greatest of praise for approaching the challenge of the last few years with resilience, with compassion, with flexibility. I trust you to go on and change the world, and I hope that you are as proud of yourselves as we are of you. And now go and enjoy the food and take the photos and hopefully win the prize. And just congratulations, you're amazing.
Hi, everyone, and welcome class of 2022, family and friends. My name is Tara Clemens, and I'm an Alumni Engagement Officer here in the Advancement Office at UTM. I want to thank you so much for joining us at tonight's live stream of UTM's graduation reception for the class of 2022. And I'd like to take this moment to offer you our congratulations on your achievements. Now that you've officially convocated, you are now alumni. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to UTM's global alumni community. As students, you may have interacted with alumni in a variety of ways. Perhaps you attended a webinar with a panel of alumni speaking about their career paths, or maybe you participated in a mentorship program where alumni mentors work directly with students to help them get started on achieving their career goals. The alumni community is a network of graduates just like you and me, helping to support one another, sharing resources, and working towards our mutual successes. As an alumni engagement officer, I'm here to help your community stronger by sharing meaningful opportunities for alumni to stay connected to UTM, building connections, and sharing alumni stories about your amazing achievements. As newly minted alumni, you now have access to resources specific to you, and I'm going to paste those in the chat for you to check out. UTM alumni also have access to exclusive events where we bring together alumni to enjoy group outings like Raptors games. We just did a paint night, networking nights, and celebratory events like this grad reception, and also educational events like workshops and panel discussions. As alumni grow into their careers and future achievements, they can get more involved, volunteering to participate as panelists yourselves during UTM alumni webinars, becoming mentors, joining the UTM Alumni Association like Dania mentioned as a member of the board, and more. So I hope you'll take some time to check out those resources, and I look forward to being a part of your alumni journey in the future. Finally, the Career Center team would also like to extend their heartfelt congratulations and well wishes to each of you as you begin this new chapter. As new alumni, don't forget that you can continue to receive career planning and job search support for the next 2 years, virtual and in person. The career services include individual appointments, interactive sessions that will help you develop or refine your career plan, job search strategies, and tools to support those interested in further education. So please continue to refer to CLNX to access job postings, events, workshops, and the other many resources to help you along this journey. Additionally, we want to welcome you to join the summer cohort of the Recent Graduate Opportunities Program. This is a job preparation program, which is a great way to expand your network and learn how to market yourself to employers. The application deadline is coming up soon. It's on June 13th. So the information for that is in the link in the chat. Finally, I just want to thank you again so much for joining us here online for the class of 2022 graduation reception. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. Congratulations once again to each and every one of you, and I wish you a very wonderful evening. Thank you and good night.